Good afternoon on what is a mild, bright and sunny day. It is Tuesday the 27th of February and I'm in the reading nook with a nice hot cup of tea. And not only a box to unbox, which has come all the way from Ireland, but Herc, who's decided to join me on my lap. Let's open, and maybe add a bit of commentary. So let's get this open. Oh. There we go. Comes away nice and easy. Can't quite see what I've got in there. But oh, yeah, it's a starter set. But let's find out what it's for. Oh, sorry about that, Herc. Flapping me in the face with some bubble wrap. So, this is the new Wrath and Glory starter set from Cubicle 7, which is set in the world of Warhammer 40,000. So, get started playing Warhammer 40,000 Wrath and Glory. The Guildgate system shudders on the edge of ruin. Can you pull it back from the brink? Embrace the grim darkness of the forsaken Gilead system in the Wrath and Glory starter set. Charge into the fray as an agent of Varanus Flotilla, the Imperium's fragile bulwark against the chaos engulfing the entire system. Face demonic incursions, root out insidious traitors, and fight to keep the flicker of hope alive in this merciless corner of the galaxy. The Emperor protects. Will he stand fast when all others have fallen? The Wrath and Glory starter set contains everything you need to begin your Warhammer 40,000 roleplay experience. Traitor's Hymn, learn the rules as you play with this thrilling adventure. A guide to the Varanus Flotilla. Continue your Wrath and Glory saga with this exciting guidebook, teeming with treacherous locations, fascinating characters, and epic adventures. 6 exciting pre-generated characters to choose from, helpful rules references, tokens to track important resources, and 6 sided dice. Everything you need to play is in this box. And it's for ages 14 plus, 1 to 4 hours, 2 to 7 players. So, well, this is not the first Wrath and Glory starter set that there's been, but this updates it and puts it on a footing with something like Soulbound in terms of production values and attention, and essentially is an easy way to get into the Wrath and Glory setting, roleplay in the 41st century, and discover what it's all about. So, slightly nice feeling on that. That's smooth. It's got a slightly matte feeling, so feels pretty good in the hand. I mean, Cubicle 7 has a good track record with its starter sets. The Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay starter set for the 4th edition is terrific, and it's really very well supported with the Uber's Reichs adventure volumes. They're worth getting. So you've got essentially just simple sigil of the Imperium etched faintly into the background of the box lid. And inside you've got this. So let's start off. So there's the dice. Nicely coming in a little bag. I do appreciate that, so they don't get lost. The read first. What I love about a box set is, you open up and you're going, what's in here? What's in here? And the first thing I want to see is read this first. It's basically just a simple slip of paper, something that will tell you what you've got in your hands. As a player, you kind of know you've bought it, but you've got a complete guide to what's in the box, a complete guide, basically an introduction to the setting, as it were, and the Imperium of Man. So this is your introductory pamphlet where you start, with the box set, with playing Wrath and Glory. Beneath that, you've actually got some character sheets. So these are the pre-generated characters. So this is Somnus. You've got a guide to who he is, and then you flip it open, and you've got on one side you've got his background and his connections there, and his secrets and his objectives in the campaign. character sheet in the middle, a guide to Psychus and Imperium and his abilities. And then you've got a quick illustration there in darkness, and you've got the Imperial Eagle there, and you've got a full background illustration, essentially that, but on a, basically presented in a clearer fashion. Let's just go through these. So what we've got is Sister Honoria, and she is a Sister of Battle. And Lachlan Teague, she is a rogue trader. Treve Malcolm 22, and he's a Scutarius. And Elatha, who is a Eldrin Ranger, so you've got your sniper there. And then lastly, Marius is your Space Marine Scout, complete with the bolter pistol. And underneath that, you've got Adventure Book Traitors. Him. So you've got the introduction, contents page, and getting you started with it. Synopsis, Traitors Him, natural start of it, playing, dinner is served, agent flashbacks, dealing with the Psyker, and the banned books. And as you can see, here we go. So we don't start with the Psyker, then we move on to the system of battle, introducing them step by step. After that, it's the Space Marine here. So step-by-step process, introduce the characters one by one, give them a chance to shine. Here's the Scutarius, and the Rogue Trader, and the Eldari Ranger, before we move on to Noble Company, the Gossip Mongers, and various NPCs, tests in detail, so that's explaining how the mechanics work, and then talking about dealing with other guests and topics and so on that come up with this encounter, and then dealing with uninvited guests before we have expanded rules. So you've done the basic tests. Here's the expanded rules and use of the Wrath dice, Wrath points, the Glory Pool, Fear test, and so on that will come up in the encounters. Expanding the rules outwards. So next we have combat, and we've got a critical hit table there, and then after that, now you've got combat thrown into the mix. We've got a violet alert, and then we've got a plot layout. So what happens next? There's the plot tree. And facing a mob situation, mob rule, investigating a library, and discovering the presence of the creeping warp and its corruptive effects. And a chance that the player character will actually have to make corruption tests. At worst, might suffer mutations. So onwards into facing, various threats that are becoming apparent as Chaos attempts to take control of the situation. And the player characters deal with its effects. And then we've got various NPCs and the threats that the player character will face. So they're all their stats, and on the back page. So that's the adventure book, Traitor's Hymn. So you get a single adventure. You've got a set of encounters, and they've begun to come a bit free, so I'm going to be a bit careful with those. Don't want to lose those. I'll get to the bottom of the box. And then, does that want to come out? Yes, it does. You have these are reference cards. So here we're going to how Wrath and Glory works, how to make a test, and actions. So essentially, if you've got these are really good if you've got like one of those GM. You can have it open at a table, just sat there ready for reference. But you can also have them presumably sort of lean up against your screen, or you've got one of those screens that's got pockets. Slide those into the pockets. And then the next book describes the Gilead system. And this, sorry, no, it doesn't. There's an actual. That's a reference card. That's extra reference card. Didn't look like one. You actually got the actual book. So essentially the Venorius Flotilla. So here we've got a guide to the background. So welcome to the 41st millennium. Description of the Gilead system. Fleet politics. And various NPCs that the player characters will encounter as part of dealing with those in positions of power within the fleet. Some great illustrations. Then we've got ships of the fleet. So various other factions aboard in the fleet and so on, including covering many things like ration raids, industrial espionage. These are kind of the extra things that might happen. You've got quite a nice little running position there where you are in the booklet. And here we've got notable locations throughout the Gilead system, including contacts and threats. And again, we're just dealing with it planet by planet, essentially. So you've got the bottom of the box here. It's also got a list of all the planets. So this is actually describing the different locations on the various planets. So, this is Ostia. Here you've got Nefarius. So they're getting about a page each of content. Also, actually a couple of pages. Enoch. Do a quick description, and then sort of like the notable places, potential scenario hook. So, for example, Enochian Adventures, Waste Station, and notable locations, contacts, allies, and so on. Waste Station Adventures. Gilead Primus. The Warrant of Trade. This essentially is the warrant carried by the rogue trader, of course. And then you've got another Tier 2 adventure, Baying for Blood. So that's quite a short adventure. Defense of Hill 09L7 8B7. to, it's not just the programmed adventure you've got in the adventure booklet, you've got further adventures as well. So quite a number of those to bring into play. Then of course you've got the rule books at the back, and a bit of a blurb on the back there for the setting as well. So that altogether then is the new Wrath and Glory starter set, published by Cubicle 7, which has to be said, as a company, is doing very, very well with providing content for the Warhammer setting, whether that's Warhammer Final Fantasy Battle or Warhammer 40,000. But this looks great. I love a good starter set. I'm hoping this is going to be as much fun as the starter set for Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. I'm looking forward to giving this a good review. So, thanks for watching another unboxing in the Nook. If you enjoyed it, then please do click on the like button down below. If you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me out here with a package containing a book or game, or in this case a starter set, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.